The next step in problem 3.4b is to get a total on each one of our T accounts. To do that, you simply subtract the minus side of your T account from the plus side of your T account. And here's an example of the cash T account. So you can see, doing the adding, I had to have a little footer, a little footnote kind of, but the book calls it a footer, where I've totaled up each column, and then I subtract the decrease side from the increase side to get my total. So my cash balance for the end of this month is $73,843. Okay, so go through all of your T accounts that need to have a balance. Some of them only have one number in them, so they're finished. And once we have the balances, we can put them together into the trial balance. The analyze question for problem 3.4b is, what outstanding amount is owed to the company from its credit customers? Okay, our credit customers are people who have done business with us but did not pay immediately. So that amount would be found in accounts receivable. So you can check that. You can see that our balance in accounts receivable is $8,180. We did business with customers of $17,780, and some of our customers paid us in the amount of $9,600 for a balance of $8,180. So that's the amount that people owe us. All right. So moving forward, we want to stack our cards probably in the same order that we would find on the balance, on the trial balance. So in your book, you could probably just find a trial balance. Let's see. Backing up to page 70 in your textbook, that will help us out because we want to run our trial balance in the correct order every time we run one. So we start with assets. So I'm going to just grab the stack of asset cards. And we're going to put these in order of liquidity. A liquid asset means it's already cash. Turning an asset into cash would be like selling your automobile and turning it into cash. That would be liquidating. And you've heard of a liquidating sale. That's when they sell, say a furniture store goes out of business, so they're liquidating. They're selling everything to get the cash that they can out of that. All right, so cash is already liquid. Accounts receivable would be the next item that would be easiest to turn into cash, our easiest asset to turn into cash, because our customers are going to pay us probably within the month. So that would be our next. Following that, it would probably be the easiest to sell our automobile. And then we have office furniture and office equipment, kind of a toss-up, but we're going to go ahead and just use the most valuable thing first, and that's our office equipment. That would be our computers and whatnot. Okay, so that will be our next item. And then our last asset will be our office furniture. Okay, so our stack of assets are there. After assets comes liabilities on our trial balance. We have one liability, that's accounts payable. So we're going to stick that in the stack, trial balance stack. After liabilities comes our owner's equity accounts, our capital accounts. We'll start with our Connor McAllister capital account, followed by the Connor McAllister drawing account. Capital first, drawing second. Next, we're going to add our fees income to the trial balance. And last, we'll add our expenses. Expenses should be in alphabetical order. So we have our auto expense. Then we have our rent expense. Then we have our salaries expense. Then we have our utilities expense. That's not alphabetical, is it? And then we have our telephone expense. No matter. Okay, so here is our stack of T accounts. They all have a balance on them, and we're ready to build our trial balance. So to build your trial balance, you're going to, I'm not going to handwrite this and bore you through that. I'm just going to show you the results of this. So to build your trial balance, of course you always start with the name of the company at the top. Sorry, I can't get this to focus really well. The name of the company at the top. And now you simply just list each account, and you put the balance of each account on the debit side or the credit side, whichever one it landed on. So then when you get them all listed on your trial balance, you total them up and you double check that you have the right balances. That focuses a little bit better. So that's a look at the trial balance. So you simply take the T cards, write down each account, and total them up on each side and make sure they're in balance. If they're not in balance, you don't want to move forward. The next step is to create our income statement, and then after that the owner's equity statement, and following that the balance sheet. But we don't want to start any of those if we have an error here. So this is our last double check before we go into our end of the month final financial statements.